do it again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm losing my mind, losing myself, losing my head. Oh man, losing again. I said I'm losing my mind, losing myself, losing my head. Oh man, losing again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm losing my mind, losing myself, losing my head. Oh man, losing again. I said I'm losing my mind, losing myself, losing my head. Oh man, losing again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm losing my mind, losing myself, losing my head. Oh man, I'm losing again. I said I'm losing my mind, losing myself, losing my head. Oh man, I'm losing again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm losing my mind, losing myself, losing my head. Oh man, losing again. I said I'm losing my mind, losing myself, losing my head. Oh man, losing again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again. I said I'm killing my time, killing myself, killing my friends. Oh man, do it again.
I'm drunk, Cam.
I know. Well, without further, you have anything else you want to say?
You just said further.
Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first shit-faced performer of the night. He's a shirtless man over to my right. Give it up for Condor Bracken, everybody.
Take off the shorts! Yeah, take off the shorts!
Hey, did you know? Did you know that I'm really drunk? These are my glasses. They make no difference. Wow, I'm really hammered. I don't give a fuck what you want. Alright, okay, so by the way, we've been here for what, like 6 hours, Kayla?
No, we've been here for 8 hours.
6 hours, 8 hours, what the fuck? It doesn't matter. So we've been given a certain amount of like thematic concerns that we have to deal with. Do you guys know about that?
What?
You don't care. You don't care.
Tell us!
Joseph, you bitch. Okay. So we've been given 3 things to deal with. The 3 things that we were dealing with are kissing, no exit, and oranges. I'm gonna shirtlessly read you a poem that I wrote about kisses.
Yay!
You ready for this, Kayla? Okay. My shin is bleeding. You're welcome.
It's only a flesh wound.
I don't care about any of you. Yeah. I'm a fat bitch. No, sorry. Okay, kiss. In absence is a kind of kiss when sensed. The body, a massive, poor, rich mouth, and the hole it leaves behind it, another mouth. But this one filled with frozen spiders. The dust of enormous anchors, parking tickets, the echo of mothers' names as we say it over the grave that now contains her.
Yeah, let this thing pass, man. Fuck this. We can get more shit face. Let it pass. Go away.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. I kiss the javelin. A little man with little hands flings missiles at the red autumnal hills I love, and I stand with the mouth of my body fused open, waiting to ingest the fire inside that doesn't mean to, but will reduce the meat and gristle of my dead young aunts and children to an alphabet no wet mouth can speak with. A mouth and a kiss is a weird machine. It builds little castles of saliva in which the tongue presides over spats and arguments. It's every subtle twinge a sermon on how we find love inside the ersatz walls of turmoil and of hate. They are, the sermons, insufficient, but they begin it. Every kiss. The absent and the present, the body or its musk, gets torn down by time's clumsy legions, a rubble now of taste. The ghosts of pressure haunting the mouth I eat the world with. I eat the alphabets of loss. I stain the greenness of my baby ashen sorrow. I kiss the space between us because it touches you so much better than I can. The space that has so many hands, so many tips, and so many stomachs. But it doesn't have this fire I carry on my tongue, which is what burns you when I say I came here when you don't want to.
Cool. Thank you, Condor Bracken. Where did he go? He just like, oh, there you are. So I'm kind of a bad host because I forgot to mention our topics for tonight, which I'm glad that Condor mentioned. We had a little workshop meeting and we chose these themes, which were no exit, because there are a bunch of signs inside that say no exit. Someone picked oranges because oranges are delicious, and there have been a lot of orange scents around tonight. And then kissing, because do I have to explain it?
Yes, please.
Everybody likes
So when one person likes another person, sometimes they put their lips into this little shape that looks kind of like a heart, and they press it against someone else's lips.
Like these guys over here.
Oh, like these guys right here. Ooh. Yeah. But yeah, with that, and I forgot to mention our artists too. Also, bad host move. The artists have set up installations / art pieces in various locations around this venue. I encourage you during our intermission to go check them out, which will happen here shortly. All right, without further ado, our next performer is Sarah Royer. Give it up for Sarah! Sarah, 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 Sarah.
I have too many things in my hands. Oh my goodness. How am I gonna drink this beer and read this thing and hold this thing and smoke these pots with all this? How are y'all doing tonight? I am also doing woo woo! Super lit. It's in my biography in the back of the book. You can read it yourself. Okay, so my name's Sarah, and I am shit-faced. Like, I was like, oh shit, I'm matching Matt Free's beer for beer. Like, I'm fucked up. I was like, fuck, okay. All right, cool. Oh, my book's upstairs. Okay, let's see if I can do the thing. Hold on. This is not my regular book. I'm sorry. Thanks for thinking that's funny, man. I appreciate it. It can be hard sometimes to get a laugh. All right, hold on. This is a stand. I'm a lady.
Do you want help?
No. All right, the first one. All right, I got this. Okay, I got this. Technical difficulties. So the first theme I touched on was no exit. There is no exit. The hopelessness whispers this phrase to me again and again, and I know it is true, and it causes me despair because I know it is true. I've seen a sad life up close and biblical, and the pit is well padded, and it smells like some skunk death orange pussy pine cones. And it is so fucking easy to just sit down next to the one you love in that pit. Their smile is tragic and it's trembling. That pit we call home, and we think we're free. But hopelessness is a home decorator, and he has skillfully hidden all of the exit signs behind anxiety, toxic patterns, addiction, and the 1,000,001 ways that our brains can be wired. Sorry guys, this one more page. I'm really sorry that you have to sit through this. I'm so sorry. Okay, so hopelessness, it's plain sight hiding, and it's easily explained away, and it's hardly ever questioned, and it's only commented upon by the bravest of souls. And hopelessness, it blinds our lovers with stones of sadness, stone to seal the pit with you inside. There is no exit now. You traded the exit door for numb, quiet peace of mind.
Yeah!
Thanks. I know, we're all fancy up in this motherfucker now. Thank you. I'm just like, I'm a lady, you know, like a stand is like, it's a thing, right? Okay. Okay, thank you guys so much. Okay, so alcohol is just not my drug, man. I know you guys like do it, it's not. I'm like, last year, the only reason I know what I had at Shitfaced Poetry is because someone recorded it, okay? And it was sad, and I was like, is that a good representation of me? Like, no, honestly, it's not. Really, if you're drinking and with Sarah, you get sad Sarah, or you get slutty Sarah, if you're really lucky, right? So I decided my second poem would be dedicated to slutty Sarah. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. She's fun. She's real fun. Okay. I wish I could say that I wrote this poem, but my boyfriend wrote it with his mouth.
Yes!
Play the love songs, turn them up loud, and drown out all the pain that is life. It is easy to forget the sting of disappointment when you kiss like that. You know that goddamn kiss I'm talking about. The one that encompasses the entire body. Long, full locks of hair that I can pull on. Tight in my fist. The back of my neck is cradled by your catcher mitts of fucking palms. Lips like pillowed power. Sensitive, reactive, intuitive, and soft. Pulling back, seeing your smile, your joy, acceptance reflected back in the face, of that sweetheart that you've allowed to breathe in your air. Throwing aside the dangers of disease and heartbreak. Who is it disease? Mononucleosis? Yeah. In some kind of passionate abandon. Fuck it. You love, and it is palatable, and it tastes like your tongue and your sweat and your kindness, which is zesty like an orange rind in a poker room. being wrapped in those pythons that you call arms. Show me home is wherever you are, and that kiss starts with lips that are parted slightly. Y'all know what I'm fucking talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so lovely, and I crave it again and again. And you'll get out of bullshit for that kind of kiss. I'll be swayed by that kiss when it is intentional to serve as proof that we can celebrate being alive with our mouths pushed into each other, inside and out, and wet and absolutely encompassing. Hey, I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me part of this. Is such a cool publication. It's awesome. Make sure that you guys get a copy if you haven't. So thank y'all.
Thank you, Sarah, so much. That was amazing. Let's give it up one more time for Sarah. I need access to my pedals still. Next up, we have the current drink leader of the night.
Yes.
I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna unleash some fury, some shit-faced fury, I hope. His name is Matt Rager. Let's please give it up for Matt.
Yeah.
Matt Rager.
Slowly.
Oh man.
You
Oh
can only
shit.
fall down.
I won't though. Until I do. Hey y'all, how's it going? Wonderful.
Well,
Glad to see y'all out tonight. Thank you for coming out to the Foundry. Thank you to Kaylin and everyone else who participated in this event. Thank you for David for facilitating this. And
thank you for leading the way.
I didn't.
It's like Moses parting the sea.
Alright, so we had themes about oranges, orange, and orange, orange, kissing, and no exit. So I wrote some things. I'll start with that, and then I'll end with the Kill Line poem that I wrote for Kaylin's publication. Starting implications of all things, but let's go. Suppositional suppository, lunching and dinnering on navels and droves, vim for victual, tumbling fibrous, anxious, noxiously pitter-pattering on pink walls, swarming with undulating thumbs. While Antonia stirs her meatballs on porcelain, her lover, also porcelain, conspiratorially lamenting the lost act of Italia without mentioning her thrombosis or the cause, that sends her toppling towards the powder room for a chance at the big time. The meatballs are to blame. The chef is at fault. Cursive speech flows from man porcelain statuette, partially from ardor, but more for the sweat he licked before and wishes to have again. And I wished, and he wished, and they all did, that they could do so once more. But he never did. Antonia looked at him in the eye, and she said, I cannot do. And he said, why? And she said, I'm done. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. That's it. That's it.
He memorized it! He remembered it.
All right. I peered closely at the burping Alexis St. Martin pipe, jutting out of the rumen of Cal 15317BBTC in the ag department of a major university. Doesn't she feel pain? I asked. Nah, not at all, said the PA, waving her hand in flippant strokes. I thought I might be able to toss a grapefruit in there, or at least a wide-palmed orange. Why though? She said, we showed gastroenterological processes of the cattle for students in agricultural studies who can learn better by feeling and seeing what goes on in, well, cows. A long pause followed. Well, cows. I had nothing more to say. What's your article about? She asked me. Well, it's about a lot of things. It's about how the body works, the human body and others. It's about structure. It's about definition of ourselves and those around. Very nice hair. To which she said, thanks. That's it. Not at all. I don't hate myself, but I am really drunk. Man. All right. Swoosh? Swish? Squash? Squanch? Squish? Squalor. I just want to smoke really. I have time to do this. I'm going to do this really quick. 7 minutes, right?
You have like an internal clock for 7 minutes.
I guess. I don't know. Do you? You're the one running this shit. God damn.
I had it installed last week. Yeah.
Well, I always wanted you to do that.
Thanks.
And I wish.
You pushed me to you already had one.
Well, after you put that shirt on, I already knew you already had that clock in you. And I thought, and I felt the oranges in my palms, 2 breasts in my pocket, 2 kisses in my palm. No exit to go to. No one else to confide in. But Kaylin Rao, who sits there, not polka dotted, but not spotted. Something in between. Something uncanny, a dream. 3 hours of sleep and I wake up and I think that my door has been ripped off the top, but I actually see his hands there. And I know that something other than the binary exists.
Hell yeah!
All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go find the poem, not my poem, but God damn it. I gave a poem to Kaylin, and he was more than gracious enough to actually publish it in this beautiful Kill Line zine. Miss you, man. I'm gonna miss the fuck out of you too when I get out of here. So, without further ado, my last thing is titled Red Road Pennies. Red Road Pennies. Islands of specters walk barefoot from paradise into the braes, into the Southmore. She shares cigarettes taken from powdered fingers, knowingly wheezing the ether, scraping pillowcases, backpacks, red road pennies defaced, knapsacks, and the like, while back gasping again, forever again. I am the braes. I am the ironworks pasted to the rail yard. I am the speechless hammock humming scoliosis. I am the ghost shorting a red down by the water. The jumping fish? I am that too. Thank you very much. Thank you for
How do I subscribe to your newsletter? I love you, Matt.
I just want to reiterate that Matt has had 20 drinks tonight. And his socks say game over. So let's give it up one more time for Matt. That was beautiful. Next up, this is gonna sound confusing, but we have another Matt in the building. I've known this Matt probably it's been the longest period of time friend, whatever that means, longest friend, I guess. Without further ado, please give it up for Matt Freeze. Also, please admire this beautiful portrait of Matt Freeze that McKinley Fuss has done. Doesn't it look great? Yeah, bring it up here. Give it up for Matt.
Give it up for McKinley.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. I'm Matt.
Matt, you fucking rock!
Sarah, you rock. So I wrote a piece of speculative short fiction called For the Sake of the Matter and a Newness of Being. There's a title page for all you guys. Us, the whole lot of us, we were working. OSHA and all that. We worked because we had to exchange time and a particular skill set for capital, and capital for rent and health insurance and familial assurances. We didn't want to work, but we did. We'd all unbeknowingly acquiesced to the most surreptitious of all long cons doled out and plotted by the powers that be. That's just the way it is, and so it is, and so it goes, and so we do. But there were certain things some of us wouldn't do. For some it was overtime without time and a half. The boss was an entrepreneurial son of a gun and often pulled that shit. For some it was more domestic, cunnilingus, or packing their own lunches, or calling AT&T customer care to contest an unwarranted service charge. But all of them, every single one of them, all of us, we refused to feed the chimera. But we all did it anyway to pay the rent. You see, what we all did, what we worked for was this. New matter assembly plants. And the thing about new matter assembly was that we, as a whole, we were not very good at it. New matter was quite the phenomenon. By running it through certain processes, we could manipulate it to assume any state of matter and arrange it to fit any form. The applications were seemingly infinite. The problem is that we have no idea how any of it works. It was the invention of and is managed by a neural network. And so we know nothing of its processes, just that it does what we want it to do. And the thing about this neural network is that it has a sense of humor, and it only allows us to assemble or print what it allows us to print. And the thing about the things that it allows us to print is that they are all seemingly and completely without any purpose. But the thing about some of the other surreptitious seedlings planted by the powers that be is that the useless products that they make sell. They fucking sell. The people, they want it. Whether it's the 35-gallon bag deflator/inflator, a 6-foot-tall apparatus which either inflated or deflated, an inaccessible bag with an unknown gas, never to be opened or purposed by its operator. But they sold out on the occasion of every fabricated economic stimulus holiday event, just like the powers that be wanted them to do. We often wondered if the chimera, that's the name of it, the neural network that we work for, we often wondered if it and the powers that be ever talked, ever colluded. And we made autonomous kissing companions, personal bedside machines for the user to practice kissing on or just to simulate intimacy. The new matter allowed for the creation of synthetic skin. We called it Frubber, in a nod to the synthetic skin we had pre-Chimera. It was the best one in the market. It was developed by a North Texas-born painter and android maker in the early 2000s, and it went by that name. And the Frubber, it felt incredibly real, and the impossibly complex system of servos and motors manipulating the lips, it felt to many Americans preferable to what had come to be called the real deal. This was likely due to the dial-in custom settings and Know Me cookie program, which learned your preferences for you. Big joke around the plant was who was and who wasn't a frubberer. Frubba-dubba-dub-dub, fribber-frabbler. There were many names and slurs fabricated by the first generative system we employed but didn't understand. Language development, colloquial happenstances in enclosed populations. And the other day, we all had a laugh when Mike called Mike a froob tuber, and Mike blurted, "You mics are making me sick," and Mike yelled back, "Well, you mics have been making me puke for weeks," and all aflame with laughter and work behind the mind, diverted, ephemerally but necessary, we finished the day. But today, though, today was different, something else entirely. Mike had always said that there was something in the air. The ether, as Mike called it in these type of scenarios. A tremble in the weirding is what Mike said today. But then Mike replied with, "Whatever, frub, Trevor, why don't you go frub one out?" And all the other mics laughed. In case you were wondering, everyone who worked at our new matter assembly plant was all named Mike. Men, women, neither, it didn't matter. We were all named Mike. And no one planned it, it was just how it was. Serendipity, kismet, as it were. And we all just went to work each day as Mikes, and we often made quite the clamor. Our favorite pastime, what we loved most, as was a la mode, was succumbing to dalliances and indulging in suiting our fancies, drugs and booze and group sex, all of us Mikes, the Bacchanalia approach. How else to live other than well in a society in which labor was obsolete, but the powers that be and our unminded consensus had no intent in reprogramming the paradigm for how we earned our right to live. This being, of course, once removed from the one thing the powers that be had absolutely no interest in redefining, the concept of earning a right to live. And so it was, and so we did, in accordance with all things. This is out. This sucks. Big ups for Kaylin Rao and Shitfaced Poetry and Ankle Biters Publishing as a whole. Anyway, except for today. Today, someone and something plucked a stroke of discord. It was Mike, of course. We all knew it was her. Talk had been going around that Mike was a malcontent, a scofflaw, a stew churner, and that she, Mike, had been colluding with a competing neural network-controlled new matter assembly, a differently purposed leaf of a branch of Chimera. Today, when the bosses had told us who would be feeding the Chimera this time around, Mike, we all felt and we all knew that there had in fact been a trembling in the weirding, and that a long-harbored intent had received its opportunity to leave port and set sail. Just in case you were wondering, which you probably are, frubbing or any sort of frubber-based intimacy was strictly kissing. The machine mind, through a series of sensors and programmed responses, only kissed mouths, no genitalia under any circumstances, much to the dismay of any consumers and persistently swept under the rugs by the bosses at our new matter autonomous kissing companion assembly plant. Feeding the Chimera is what we called monitoring routine maintenance to the impossibly complex code and mechanics of any Chimera manifestation. That's what we called our assembly units, Chimera manifestations. It was a perennial toil that we all dreaded above all other workplace obligations. The manufacturing end was way easier work than sifting through the web of inextricable meaning or reason. But the machine, it worked. And more importantly, what it did sold, so we used it even though we didn't understand it. And I didn't see this happen, but apparently Mike, she accessed the deep mind core of our Chimera manifestation in order to reprogram its operating intent to produce a different product. The only way to access the deep mind was by a fingerprint scan from one of the powers that be's techs, and techs here is capitalized to infer their exclusiveness and position on the hierarchy. And it was only a matter of time, I guess, before the Omni Chimera would dish out its greatest joke. The complete self-implosion of the economy of useless commodities predicated upon its output, and it assembled an assembler that assembled artificial finger reconstructors using frubber and a slow and a big slurry of rearrangeable ridges to construct any fingerprint on demand. And it gave one to Mike, and it gave Mike something to do with the promise of an alternative to the way it is and a way out, an exit, and Mike, clearly she bit. But the thing I didn't see her actually do was employ the finger reconstructor to access the deep mind, but apparently the repercussions were quite spectacular. The Chimera, upon being repurposed, immediately began building a new Chimera using its own parts until it briefly disappeared for a blip of time in the liminal space in which it finally employed its final part between its previous and new state, creating a chimerical Ouroboros that ushered in a new Chimera capable of reassembling any assemblage for the sole purpose of assembling assemblages for the reassembling of other assemblages. And as it went, we just went back to work the next day as the viral meta-assembly undermined our commodity economy still just working until it completely crumbled. The powers that be refusing to acknowledge that things were likely just not going to be they were anymore. But we still clocked in every morning and prayed over our bills and our parking tickets, because even with the end of the road in sight, there was no exit from the earn your right to live zeitgeist, and so it was until it wasn't. Thank you.
Give it up again for my friends. Who's kissing right now? It's one of our themes. Only for the theme. So up next, we have my beautiful, beautiful print partner and my roommate, Chris Wesley. Let's please give it up for Chris Wesley.
So that's how that thing works. Alright, so I wanted to start off with saying that the theme of tonight was no exit, to which I learned when I show up 3 hours late. And it just happens to be the title of my favorite play by Jean-Paul Sartre, which is pretty cool. So I was going to read this one quote from the play called No Exit, and it goes a little something like this. So that is hell. What it is, I would have never believed it. You remember the fire and brimstone and the torture. Ah, the farce. There's no need for torture. Hell is other people. But I kind of think this is bullshit, because if hell is other people, then that would mean I'm in hell right now, and hell seems a little enjoyable. So I hope that you guys enjoy hell with me.
I've heard all day.
The first thing I'm going to read is a poem that Robbie Attal wrote along with one of his photos of a naked man laying on a couch for floodwaters, all of which the proceeds are going towards the Harvey Relief Fund. So if you don't have this little booklet, I don't know if you can see it right here, but it's a naked man, balls out, laying on a leather sofa. And the poem goes a little like this. Here I lay on my couch, balls slouched about. All I have is a beer, the rain's a coming near. Here I lay on my couch, balls sticking to the leather. My gooch very hairy, and that's a point to moot, getting all the sweatier. All I've had is beer and spaghetti, feeling nothing but heavier. Fuck it. If I'm naked on this couch, it makes the occasion merrier. Because as it rains, the weight creeps up, making the water scarier. Robert Frost is getting me lost with all these roads not taken. That maybe if I'd worn some pants, my balls would not be forsaken. Now, since the topic is something a little dark, which is no exit, and that's a scary thought for everyone. I thought I'd draw some inspiration from some dreams I've had. And this is, I guess, something dark and not as funny as the last thing I said. At night, I am afraid. Not of the tarantulas covered in tar that jump towards my bare legs in the middle of the night, nor the eclipse that burns and bursts into flames and comes crashing towards the earth, disrupting our wake, rumbling our mass of trash lands. There is something else at night that drives my fears into insanity. A horned rabbit that lurks in the woods surrounding my house. It first appeared creeping towards my estate in the late warm afternoons. Whenever the fireflies would flare about, I'd sit on my porch and watch them dance. Drinking sweet tea, cleaning the dirt from under my fingernails. Then once, every few long moments, I'd see a pair of blaring red eyes. Then they disappear again and reappear once again. I thought it an anomaly and paid no attention until one day when I awoke to the howls of my dying dog. She was laying in the mildew-riddled grass of my front lawn, her belly pierced and ribcage displayed. I looked up, and there was a rabbit with bloodied horns. The beast disappeared into the woods. I had no gun, so I took my knife and eased her pain. This is when I became afraid. I buried her out back that same night. Once inside, I grabbed my bourbon, drinking, alone in the kitchen. The only sound, the humming of the fridge. Contemplating, and anxiety sank in. Then, the sound of horns, something against the side of the house. My fear grew. With each night, the horns grew louder. I thought about driving into the city and staying with my mother. Sorry, I'm drunk, guys. But to what avail would this bring me? So every night, I'd listen, the horns circling my house. Soon, I'd have to face it, I'm sure. I drove to my neighbor's a mile down the road. She had to put down 2 sheep that were mangled by the beast. She put them down with her 12 gauge. I asked her if she had a spare.
Chris Wesley is very tall. FYI. Let's give it up again for him. Real quick. So we have one more performer, and then we're going to do a brief intermission so you can refill your beverages and check out the art installations around. Our last performer before the intermission is Evan McCarley. Where is Evan?
McCarley!
Right there. Give it up for Evan, please.
This is bothering me the whole time. I'm 10 drinks in.
Yeah!
It's cool. This is like my new noise performance. It's cool, right? I think we're gonna get signed to like Domino or something. It's cool. So I write poetry all the time when I'm drunk, but I don't really consider myself a poet. So, and I do performance art, and so I'm like used to being in front of people, but talking in front of people is the thing that I'm gonna do. Lips sore from kisses missed, blame thrown like pins and needles, citrus unearthed, pulled apart, sacks bursting in our mouths. You give me flu-like symptoms, spitting bees that swarm over every exit. There will never be an exit, falling deep into that place inside of you that can hold me. I remember you kissing me on a sheet placed on the beach. Birds scurried while I was set adrift on waves of yes, yes, yes. The moonlight framed you later as you barged off into the night, your litter blowing into the dunes. The light pollution turned me opaque. I was left rippling on the edge of the shore. I am a man of war, whisked away in a film of venomous foam. That beach sucked anyway. Thanks. I think you like me hunched over, drinking orange juice, wearing only my socks. I think you hate me, fully clothed, trying to tell you all my feelings. I think you fall on indifference most of the time, seemingly unbothered by its sharp edges. I think you will never find what you are looking for. You will never exit gracefully.
Woo! So good!
Getting inside your nooks and crannies, orange marmalade hair spread across something I will never understand, other than another trying to maintain homeostasis. I wonder how much it hurts when you remember your lips dragging across the wood, throwing up in the bushes, but can I stand up straight right now? Is this good anymore? Have I enriched your life?
Yeah.
But like, really, have I enriched your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ooh.
Hey, that's 8. It's copyrighted, man. It's copyrighted. We're gonna get signed by Domino, you know?
Domino's Pizza?
Yeah.
Sweet. I want to get sponsored by Domino's. Let's give it up again for Evan, please. All right, so we're gonna have a little brief intermission. Feel free to, whoa, get more drinks, and get food from Food Music Life if you're hungry, please. Even if you're not hungry, get food. Get food. Is everyone paying attention now? Got it? Great. I'm gonna read something that was published in this Floodwaters zine. It's called How the Heart Floods.
Who's it by?
Me.
Oh, cool.
It's by me. It sleeps in an attic, insulated by arteries to soak up flood like switchgrass, and clutches a sledgehammer to break through the roof when the mirror bubbles through the cracks. It tries to drive away, its splash guard scooping water into its engine like a thirsty tongue, until it's too wet to combust and becomes a ropeless anchor or anchorless ropes dangled across the New River Loop. It's a forgotten belonging left in a box under a desk, unafraid of drowning. It is a glass frog or a boogie board or a book that has been read enough times to remember itself. It is a sweater for the water to wear when it's cold. It's an emergency evacuation kit, documents and identification wrapped in waterproof packs. The web of rain, light, and wind pulsing a god into the air as rescuers drop ladders from choppers. They will ask, "Where are your hearts?" And we will hand them our wet baggage.
It's going to ricochet also and probably kill you. Kill you. Also. Ricochet.
Shut up! 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 Shut up!
Thank you, Theo. That was amazing. Let's give it up again for Theo, please. And our next performer tonight is Camille Rowden. Let's please give it up for Camille Rowden. She is in kill line as Mila, though, FYI.
Hi, Mila.
Hello. Cardinal. Blue. Beauty is the blood-reft gift, sounding soundless.
I like the silence. The cardinals open our songs of rage. Poised on the windowsill, the cardinal jumps out. Baby bird hopes to fly for the first time. Flutter your pelvis towards the sun, beak gasping flight. Run, redbird, run. Bird nest princess. Cardinal, where do you dream your songs of rage? Run, redbird, run. My cardinal opens your songs of rage, bloodthirsty sounds. I like the silence. 2 twig legs poised on the windowsill. She jumps. She finds no blood red exit. Cardinal, beauty is the blood red wish for silence. This one is called Reversing the Alphabet on a High Wire. If I am a body, there is a nobody, and we are a somebody. Mariette crosses the red high wire. Some say over Berlin there's an opera in the polluted sky. Mariette bends over miles of free-falling air to cook an omelet. She gravely whips an egg, sautés it in oil, miles above sweet Berlin. If I am a monster, I shall cross. Achieving no identity, I shall cross. The pews, the hills, having eyes over the citizens of sweet Berlin. The sculptures having veins, having eyes in the pools of wishing wells. The alphabet begins spinning backwards. If I am a body, there is a nobody. We are somebody. Mariette eats her omelet on the high wire. The putrid pollution over the oxygen in the flowers miles below, sprouting from the hidden ground. Mariette takes a toe and walks slowly over Berlin. No exit, only across the long red high wire. Beer cans line up against the gravestones, against the train homes, against the caught-up running trains just hit you in the atmosphere. The trains whirling like sirens, reversing the alphabet, the unsound silence, quick like the whip the frame above water. All falls over Berlin into the hands of the birds flying up. The red kingdom, the unsound city, reverses the pace as she walks above the clouds a theater. This third one is called The Weirdos, Requiem of Trash. The loop warmed is a warped circuit. This is your veins on language. One Halloween, we tossed tiny oranges out the windows. At the tiny trick-or-treaters, damned little devils with chin-wide, horrifying smiles. Yes, we tossed the squirrels hundreds of candied acorns. Those cracked-out squirrels got so high on candied acorns, they followed us home for 5 moonlit blocks. I can hold my breath for a lifetime of Junes. You cannot count for 5 seconds underwater before your eyes close. I can slip the wing of my lung shut so the satin bag snaps closed in the earth underwater. I can count to 5 until little squirrel feet run up the sides of your eyes so they shut in spasms. There were squirrels running up the sides of the house that night, cracked out squirrels looking for candied acorns. None of it is painted black for the animals scouting at night for flung seeds and drugged corns. It's all illuminated in night vision. Make the black hole wider. Beauty flowing, the glowing candles out of sight. Their luminance kept us tall those October nights. Slowly, the box escapes out the timid windows, filmed over 2 bright eyes. Rabid eyes, appetites kissing and shut up in all habits of October, running up the windows out of sight. Did we reach a beginning tonight? The loop is a warmed circuit, warped and running up the veins of ivy, growing up the hairs of the house we call ours.
Thank you, Camille, Mila.
So welcome.
Let's give it up again for... Yeah. Gonna take advantage of that a lot. Our next performer is Owen Lowe. Let's please give it up for Owen right now. Owen Lowe.
I wrote this all in one sitting, stream of consciousness, unedited. I'm sorry. But you might not still know me after this. I was honest, maybe not completely, but enough as I could. I also tried to stick to the themes as much as I could, but my mind wanders and I fell asleep halfway through, so forgive me. He peels me back with 1,000 arms, with 1,000 more that I can't see. He watches himself unfold in me. He waits. She smiles in his many heads. My guts have tumbled lately, and I know why. Well, forever, and I know why. They know too, which is why they want them. But I don't know the why of that. I want to know so I can let them have it fully. If I could still bleed, I would open myself and pour them wine. Me amo, baissez-moi, s'il te plaît, ne cholchune. I love you, I love them, medase papapa. With blue skin and blue eyes, he looks upon me and says, I love you. That's a dream and I wish it. Vesti la juba medase, but I'm wearing my mask. It's okay, I guess, if you call me she. I'm not trying very hard right now, so it's okay. I wish, though, that even in my effortless moments you could see me as I am. It's okay. I wish I could love you and that you could love me. I wish you could see me as I am and like me still. Mijito, mi Dio, mon Dieu, mon ami. My Alan, my Leo, my S, my Tio, my love, me amo, me llama Owen, only. My nails are long, I heard you like that. I hope you like it. I hope. I've never loved you. I've loved you forever, a day and a day. I know you, I fear you, only because I love you. I loved you, I'm sad because I love you. My epic, my sonnet, my romance, my boy, my child, my style evolves and I hope you like it. You love me, I love you, I fear, I love you, I meet you, I swoon, I greet you, you shy. I love you, but why? I stumble over you, I smile, I ache to feel you, I'm sick, I need you to feel me, I need you. I hope you get better so I can be you. I hope I get better so I can be you, be near you. Everything is deja vu if you're drunk enough. Anyway, this is when I fell asleep, and then I started writing again after I woke up. Sometimes I wish I could just be comfortably. I suffer from work-related alienation, paid depressive leave, I carry my ostracization even when I'm comfortable. I wanted to blind myself with the eclipse just so I would have an excuse. I lack a sufficient amount of body heat needed to close a simple circuit. I was a ghost at one point. I have been for a long, long time. I died 4 years ago. I am lingering in sight, doomed as a ghost to earth. I do not bleed or I bleed slowly like red wine molasses or balsamic glaze. I feel nothing or too warm. Things melt against me too quickly for it to really be me. I am adrift outside and cannot enter until invited. He restoreth my soul. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He keeps me from being evil. Who is he? Is he you? Is he any one of you? Is he me? God help us. My heart is a sluice for love and uncertainty. I love you all. Je l'aime tout le monde. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out.
No!
Everyone I know is holy. I know angels now, and I am as equal terrified as I am overjoyed. If God is there, then they truly care. But I believe more in... Oh, fuck, I can't read this. Hold on. Give me a second. But I believe more in stardust and asterisks and thousand-limbed beings so full of love that they burst endlessly. Each piece is sweet. Oranges bloom and fall from their fingers. Their smell intoxicates me. It makes me sick with joy. Please clutch me. Let me. I want to give you everything. Especially my belief in pure and good, because I have so little of it. And it was all I have. It is all I have. 2 years ago to the day, and this is true, by the way, I swore 2 years ago to the day I swore to kill myself. I remembered this on my birthday, which was 2 days ago. I remembered this on my birthday and was genuinely startled not to feel that way. Holy Ankle, Holy S, Holy Sarah. Ankle is a reference to Kalen, by the way. He's probably the most incredible person I've ever met in my entire life. Holy Ankle, Holy S, Holy Sarah, Holy B, Holy Andy, Holy Lou, Holy Holly, Angelic Mijo, Holy Ernesto, Holy Carl, Holy Alan, patron saints of love from trauma, all of them holy, pure, dark, brown, deep, soft, rough, rigid, holy art and holy word, holy queer, holy earth and holy clay, crosses and gold, adinkras in the altars and crystals and candles and castles and roses, holy all and holy none, holy trains, holy dark, holy fallen, fallen holy Houston, holy cigarettes and holy liquor, holy pens and holy ink, holy bartenders, holy school, holy rejection. I have peace sometimes in myself, and only because I am beset at all sides with holiness. Holy Buddha, Guanum, Nyame, holy all and holy noise. Liberate me, fuck me, teach me, love me, have patience with me as I am trying. I'm trying so hard. Right now, I'm trying so hard. I try until I can no longer. Holy Tanya, holy Mai. Bless you all. Good fucking night. Thank you. Oh my God. I try to find myself in everything because I'm that fucking selfish. I'm obsessed with vibes and I fucking hate yours. Tell me your star sign so I can justify that hatred and not feel so bad about how pure it was. Tell me your natal chart or the bits to calculate it so I can decide if I secretly love you or not. Go fuck yourself. Let me be. Or let me talk to someone I don't hate to pretend I like. What is popularity and why? What makes up your mind? If I dissociate hard enough, can I take what makes you you and make it better? Can I ruin it? Am I a bastard? I am dark, but I try so hard. Leave me alone. Leave me be. Don't talk to me. Thanks for coming, though. Shut up, but shut up. Shut up, 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 shut up! Ugh. You affect me with your noise. You ruin my energy. I was fine before you. You taught me so much, but shut the fuck up! Thank you.
Thank you so much, Owen. That was fucking awesome.
That was fucking awesome.
That was fucking awesome. I'm gonna shut up now. Just by the way, you had an audience on the highway. What's up? You are. That's great. Let's give it up again for Owen real quick. Yeah, thank you. Our next performer is Jennifer Free. She's gonna free you all tonight. Let's give it up for Jennifer Free.
Hello. Are y'all having fun tonight? Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So the prompt thing was kissing, no exit, and oranges. So that's what these things are based on. Here we go. How many times will I bury you, but you're still kicking the dirt off and screaming through the sand? Why can't I kill you? I grasp the shovel, I grasp the blade, but my shaking wrists are held down by your hands. Sometimes I wake up in the dead of night, feel its eyes on me, and I'm small again, waiting for you to push me down. Well, fuck, I didn't know you'd be here. Excuse the mess, mind the clutter. I'm clearing out my brain. Yes, those orange peels are important. Mold contains a civilization, don't you know? I keep C's and C's. See, can you see the C from here? Let me put this sand in your hand. Mind the pinchers, dear. Sorry for the mess. I spilled a bit of juice just by that sign. Can you read it? It says no interest here. Oh dear, we won't go there. Jinxes and mud and dead things lurk there. If I get rid of the barbed wire, they might get out of there. Oh dear, mind the mess. It's so dark here. The light, it grows from the mold iridescent on our feet. How can you get rid of civilizations? Babies aren't born, girls die, and rapists walk free in civilizations, even if it sticks like shit on our shoe. This next one is a tribute to Unkempt Thoughts. Are naked women intelligent? Bare breasts and lips spread. Blood spills from these lips as readily as my mouth. I've spilled blood, I've spilled blood, I've spilled blood. Cut from my womb and hung from its ankles. I refuse to put it to my naked breast. Cast out from my home, my body, my naked body, my sexed body. My intelligence hinges on blood. Thank you.
We have Emily, who is also very helpful tonight. Let's please get up for Emily. Maybe I'm pronouncing it. Maybe.
Hello. I didn't realize I was going now, but here I go. There is no exit from this. She speaks to everything in black, slick ocean. The horizon is fire, and she cannot speak to herself because the orange tree is dead, and she holds everyone's heart, but there's no more fruit for kissing lips of glittering gold. She can't stand the silence. Afraid you'll see through the veil into the other, into the wild nothingness. Okay. I hate kissing you.
hands slipping as we whisper into the art. You push me to breaking points. I will stick my head into the deepest hole where I can't see the purpose. The rain pelts my skin, and why the fuck did you bring that orange blossom anyway? I scream into the dirt, mouth open wide. I went down this path without you. I vibrate 1,000,000 times per second, and now I see through your poorly painted sheet of cellophane. Cheek to cheek, I don't care. There's really no exit from here, is there? Thank you.
So we have two more things for you to see tonight. One is a performance that's going to be in that hallway right down there by Rahul Rao and Sean Penalber. And is Ned Gale a part of this? Yeah, why not? Ned Gale too. So that's going to happen in the hallway right when I'm done talking. And then there's going to be an exhibition in this other outdoor area, which you will go through a thin door to get to, by Julian Luna, who's going to treat you to some flames. Yeah. So just keep in mind, 2 more performances. We're going to go in that hallway real quick and watch something happen. All right?
As you have heard tonight, we have 3 themes which are very important. No exit, kissing, and oranges. Oranges are very fun. We've all spoke about them. This one's called No Exit. The doorway with the white arch is not an exit, and the inlaid copper handle is not a doorknob, and the round rubber treads are not wheels, and labyrinth seats are not chairs but decaying planks of butchered trees are not wood. The Swisher Sweet is not a backwood, but also is a cigar, and I find myself relating to this more than I should. I find myself related to this more than I should. The gate, rusted over, made of chain link, is not a fence. The metal pit used to incinerate is not a furnace. The wooden platform that gives me my presence is not a soapbox. And the expulsion of bile from my mouth is not vomit. I find myself related to this more than I should, and you may find yourself related to this more than is allowed. I find myself related to this more than I should, and you find yourself related to this more than is allowed. And the best is now it's not a jacket, but we all know that it's not a jacket. And these meat slabs with fingers on them are not hands. And this heart is not filled with love, but something else that could really be blood, but isn't really blood. It's certainly not blood. But it's not hate either. At least not hate. That's outward hate. The heart still is something. It's certainly not so much shit either. For how much I am loved, it is certainly not so much shit either. But it's not the same. I find myself related to this more than I should, and you find yourself related to this more than is allowed. My heart is filled with something. I may look human. I don't really like it a lot. I cannot fucking believe how much saliva is swapped in just one kiss. Do you know how many fucking people get sick from a one fucking kiss? It's a lot of fucking people. And not just fucking mono sick, like everyone always tells you in middle school and high school. When the common cold, influenza, and herpes, but like the mouth herpes, which isn't really that bad. And I will admit, but my time is pretty fucking valuable. You know, it's only valuable in that it's not really, I don't really have anything else. My time is the only thing that I have right now. I'm not exactly filled with good looks or a charming fucking personality. And I guess, you know, if it was up to fucking me, I would rather just sit here. If it was up to me, I would rather just sit here with you in the hopes of maybe starting a fucking conversation. Very nice name. I see the price in your eyes. What you fucking talk about, it's always sunny in Philadelphia. Or some other thing that you associate your identity with. You know what? Even then, and your lack of fucking identity, I like that. I like that. I think it's so cool to be passionate about something. I think it's cool to be passionate about something. I think it makes me a lot less fucking dirty. I talk about politics. Instead of fucking kissing me. And let me see the way your saliva I want to see you eat a fucking orange. I want you to look at you. And it's a lot of skin on skin.
Here's everything. Embrace it. You have us. You have everything.
Oranges.
It's over now.
Everyone who wants to see some fire, you want to see some fire? Follow me this way.
Step up.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, thank you. Take that shit live, bitch.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so somewhere in this area,
Dragging my feet.
plural. They're our friends, plural. Yeah. Wow. He's like, he actually buys a lot. We're gonna see some fucking fire.
Can you hold this? No, this. Thank you. Let me get it close up to this fire. Oh shit. Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
Was created by Juliet Luna here. Please give it up for Juliet. Please give it up to yourselves for coming out here tonight. I'm going to close out the night right here. Feel free to drink a little bit more and hang out.
Yeah.
We're trying to get out of here by 12:30 or so. Without further ado, have a great night.
Holy shit!
Do it again!
Oh my god, I feel it.
Yeah. Take a picture of it. Take a picture of it whenever it does it. One more.
God damn. Get in front of me, get him. Get in front of me. No. Killing me.
You want to see this picture real quick?
Thanks, Caitlin, for a lovely night.
Thank you.